Embark on a journey of discovery to the newest country on the globe, a nation where freedom of expression extends to the point of allowing walking around the streets without clothes. Nestled in Europe, specifically in the southeastern region known as the Balkan Peninsula, Montenegro shares deep historical ties and a cultural legacy with neighboring countries like Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, Slovenia, Macedonia, and Serbia. This region, rich in history and culture, saw Montenegro and Serbia join forces in a confederation after the breakup of the former Yugoslav Federation, a process that culminated in the independence of several republics. Contrary to this initial trend of unity, Montenegro paved its own path to national sovereignty through a referendum held in May 2006, emerging as the world's newest sovereign nation. Montenegro's journey towards autonomy is marked by episodes of struggle and resistance against foreign domination, especially under the rule of the Ottoman Empire, which exerted influence over the Balkan region for centuries. Montenegro's liberation from this yoke was finally recognized on the international stage by the Berlin Treaty in 1878, a milestone that also sealed the independence of other Balkan nations such as Bulgaria, Romania, and Serbia. In an act of affirming its sovereignty, in 1910, then Prince Nicholas I ascended to the status of monarch, proclaiming himself King of Montenegro. However, the flourishing of this monarchy was short-lived, lasting for a mere 8 years before the winds of change, blown by the First World War, led Montenegro to be integrated into the newly formed Kingdom of Serbs, Croats, and Slovenes in 1918, marking another chapter in its complex history of integration and independence in the Balkan region. Moving forward in time, the political landscape of the Balkans underwent a significant transformation in 1929, when the Kingdom of Serbs, Croats, and Slovenes was restructured and renamed the Kingdom of Yugoslavia, a change aimed at strengthening national unity amidst a diversity of peoples and cultures. The period of World War II was marked by intense resistance activities in Montenegro, where the rugged and inhospitable mountains served as a bastion for guerrillas led by the charismatic Marshal Tito. These fighters, taking advantage of the mountainous terrain, formed a robust front against Nazi occupation, culminating in the expulsion of the invaders in 1944. After the end of the global conflict, Montenegro rose to a new political level, integrating as one of the 6 founding republics of the Socialist Federal Republic of Yugoslavia. This bloc of nations, united under the banner of socialism, moved towards an experience of cooperation and coexistence until ideological and national fault lines, exacerbated in the early 1990s, precipitated the dissolution of Yugoslavia. The declaration of independence by 4 of the republics signaled the beginning of the end of this federative union, although Serbia and Montenegro chose to preserve a form of alliance, albeit marked by Serbian dominance. In a referendum held in 1992, the population of Montenegro expressed, under questionable circumstances, support for continuing the union with Serbia. However, from the mid-1990s onwards, under the visionary leadership of Milo Đukanović, Montenegro began to chart a course towards full sovereignty. Montenegro's quest for independence came to fruition in May 2006, thanks to a historic referendum where 55% of voters supported the decision to break away from Serbia, elevating Montenegro to the status of the newest nation at the time. A quirky situation unfolded during the 2006 FIFA World Cup in Germany, when Montenegro and Serbia, who had just completed their separation process a month before the event, participated in the tournament as a single team. This joint representation was a one-of-a-kind case, as national football teams followed separate paths in subsequent competitions, each adopting its own national identity and distinctive emblems. Geographically, Montenegro is strategically positioned, bordering Bosnia and Herzegovina to the west and northwest, Croatia to the southwest, Serbia to the north and northeast, and Albania to the east and southeast. Although it has cultural ties with Serbia, the fervor for a distinct political identity has always been a characteristic trait among Montenegrins, with a significant portion of the population endorsing this direction. Such inclination towards autonomy not only reaffirms Montenegro's national identity, but also paves the way for eventual integration into the European Union. This modest-sized country covers an area of about 14,000 square kilometers and is home to approximately 650,000 people. The The population is predominantly Christian, although there is a significant Muslim minority. Montenegro stands out for adopting the euro as its currency, even without being a full member of the European Union, a choice that reflects its alignment and European aspirations. In this Balkan state, born out of the complexities of the dismantling of Yugoslavia, the economy is characterized by a substantial dependence on international financial inflows. Local productive capacity is limited, leading to a pressing need to import a wide range of goods from neighboring nations and other parts of Europe. The vulnerability of this dependence becomes evident when considering the potentially devastating impact that a reversal of European support could have on Montenegro, highlighting the vital role that foreign investments play in sustaining its economy. Currently, the country relies on tourism and investments from international corporations as its main sources of revenue. Compared to its global counterparts, the Montenegrin banking sector exhibits certain shortcomings, particularly concerning the modernization of digital financial services. Basic banking operations often still require the physical presence of the customer in branches, reflecting a less developed banking infrastructure. In the global corruption assessment known as the Transparency Index, Montenegro ranks 65th in a classification shared with nations like Cuba and China, out of a total of 180 evaluated countries. This ranking, which inversely correlates the score with the perceived level of corruption, places Denmark at the top, recognized as the country with the lowest incidence of corruption in fiscal matters. This context exposes both the challenges and priority areas for progress and institutional improvement in Montenegro. In Montenegro, the tax system is structured to include taxes on the income of both individuals and businesses, with rates ranging from 9% to 15%. Tax legislation determines different rates for value-added tax, VAT, with 7% for tourist services and essential items, while other goods and services are taxed at 21%. There's also a flat rate of 15% applicable to a wide range of incomes. Monthly earnings up to $700 are exempt from income tax. For monthly incomes between $700 and $1,000, the rate is 9%, and for amounts exceeding $1,000, the applicable rate rises to 15%. As for the cost of living, the rental value of a property in Montenegro can vary significantly, ranging from $350 to $700, depending on factors such as location, presence or absence of furniture, and the condition of items available in the property. For example, a typical apartment rental can be found around $400. Electricity expenses for a household with 2 or 3 occupants are around $50 monthly. A positive point is that drinkable tap water is available, eliminating the need to purchase bottled water. For high-speed internet access via fiber optics, the cost is not prohibitive, averaging below $20. There are additional expenses including but not limited to rental and environmental fee, which can add up to $15. Regarding food expenses for a family of 2 to 3 people, the monthly budget should allocate at least $300. Currently, Montenegro sets a minimum wage of $530, which, when compared to other European nations, may seem modest. However, it's essential to consider that the cost of living in this country is generally more affordable than in the rest of Europe, allowing this wage to have a relatively adequate purchasing power for the local reality. Regarding the healthcare system, Montenegro presents a mixed picture. Its public healthcare system, although not ranked among the most efficient or advanced globally, provides a level of care that avoids negative qualifications. Management professionals and workers from various categories benefit from accessing these services without additional charges, a considerable advantage in the overall context of social welfare. For those who prefer or require specialized medical attention, the country has a robust private healthcare sector, characterized by the availability of an extensive range of medical specialists. This sector stands out not only for the quality of services provided, but also for its economic accessibility, facilitating the choice for private treatments and consultations. An interesting curiosity about Montenegro, which might be news to you, lies in the remarkable personal freedom observed on its beaches. While strolling along the Montenegrin coastline, beachgoers and visitors enjoy the privilege of soaking up the sun's rays without the constraint of clothing. It's a common sight to see individuals practicing naturism, basking in the warmth of the sun, or taking a dip in the crystal-clear waters of the Adriatic Sea, completely nude. This practice, far from being viewed with strangeness or disapproval, is accepted as an expression of freedom and a return to simplicity and connection with the natural environment. Montenegro, in this way, stands out for cultivating an environment where respect for individual choice and harmony with nature are valued, providing a unique and liberating experience on its beaches. Intriguingly, the widespread sense of well-being in Montenegro contributes to an exceptionally solid public safety environment, reflected in surprisingly low crime rates. This reality allows residents and visitors to enjoy the freedom of exploring Montenegrin streets at any time, including the quiet hours of the early morning, without worries about security incidents or offenses. Life in the country is equally characterized by a remarkable absence of urban chaos. Slow traffic and congestion are virtually unknown phenomena, eliminating the everyday stress associated with long waits and traffic jams. The relative scarcity of vehicles on the roads contributes to a more enjoyable driving experience, with the additional advantage of easily accessible parking, a welcome contrast to the reality of many other places. Montenegro's compact size means that exhausting and time-consuming journeys across the territory are unnecessary. The convenience of being able to reach any destination within the country in a few hours is a privilege that optimizes time and enriches the experience of living or visiting. When it comes to language, Montenegrin boasts the status of the official language. However, linguistic diversity is a rich facet of Montenegrin society, with Serbian, Bosnian, Albanian, and Croatian being widely understood and spoken, thanks to the sharing of a collective cultural heritage. This multilingualism facilitates adaptation and communication for those familiar with any of these languages. On the other hand, English is not among the common fluency languages, which may surprise and, in some cases, frustrate international visitors. In Montenegro, religious faith runs deep among its inhabitants. While exploring the narrow passages and streets of this country, the presence of churches is noticeable and frequent. The majority of the population consists of Orthodox Church believers, although there is a significant Muslim community, representing the main minority. The population of this country has an average age of around 30 years, suggesting a relatively young demographic profile. The average life expectancy of the Montenegrin population reaches 73 years for men and 78 for women, surpassing the global average, which is 68 years. Montenegrin society exhibits conservative tendencies regarding homosexuality, which may require special attention from LGBTQ visitors regarding local attitudes, especially in public places. Additionally, irresponsible alcohol consumption is frowned upon, as self-control in this aspect is considered an important cultural value, discouraging excessive alcohol consumption. For individuals from countries like Lithuania and Ireland, there might be some difficulty adapting to how Montenegro handles alcohol consumption. This country offers a unique opportunity for those looking to reside in Europe but wanting to escape the high tax burden found in other nations on the continent. Montenegro stands out as an attractive destination for digital nomads and tourists seeking a nomadic lifestyle, thanks to its affordable cost of living and ease of avoiding tax residency. Gender distribution in Montenegro is quite balanced, favoring a society where men and women have equal importance. Montenegrin women in particular exhibit ethnic diversity that translates into a wide range of physical traits, from Mediterranean to Slavic. In terms of behavior, Montenegrin women are known for their hospitality and friendliness, making social interactions with them warm and enjoyable experiences. For those looking to build connections and flirt in Montenegro, it's crucial to approach others in a respectful and attentive manner. The local culture values sincerity and transparency, so it's important to stay true to yourself when interacting. Showing interest in Montenegro's rich history and traditions can also be an excellent way to bond. The numerous outdoor activities that Montenegro offers are perfect for casual and relaxed encounters. In short, the secret is to value and respect cultural diversity when trying to form meaningful bonds with Montenegrin people. I'm curious to know if you've ever visited or have plans to visit this charming country. Share your experience or expectations in the comments. If you enjoyed this content, remember to like and subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for more adventures, fellow travelers.